My name is Sunny Daly. I'm the Executive Director of the Community Foundation for Nantucket, and I'd like to welcome you all to my favorite night of the year, our 2024 Nantucket Fund Grants Ceremony. Before I get started, though, there are a few people that I really need to thank. The first of which is the staff of the Community Foundation, some of which are peeking around the corner, but that's Camden Palm, Tandy Harriman, and Steve Williams. If you're around, if you could just give us a wave. They work every day to make not only this event happen, but all the rest of the work of the Community Foundation. Also, board members of the Community Foundation, if you're in the audience, if you could give us a wave. And the rest of you, check them out. They are key to making this all happen. They're also the people that you can ask questions to after the event. And then last but not least is our advisory committee. If you're here from our advisory committee, if you could give us a wave, we'll talk about their important role. Excellent, thank you. So all of these people as individuals come together and really help inform our grant making, and this night would not be possible without them. So my appreciation to each one of you. So tonight is our Nantucket Fund Grants Ceremony. This is kind of the run of the show. We're going to go through a brief welcome and an overview of the Nantucket Fund. We will award our grants tonight, literally checks in hands. So don't throw out your envelope. It's very, very important. If you've been here before in the past, we're doing things a little bit differently this year, where we're going to introduce our awards by sector. We're going to talk about what the needs are on Nantucket and then talk about the organizations and the programs that they're offering and how that addresses the need. And then there'll be a very brief closing remarks and plenty of food and drink afterwards, so we hope that you will stay and look around the beautiful museum and talk with one another. So our vision, Nantucket, as we all know, is an incredibly special place that we all love. The island is unique. It has unsurpassed, beautiful open spaces, unbelievable historical charm, case in point, but above all else, it's our community. Our critical year-round island community grapples with the same challenges the rest of the country faces, like rising housing costs and the scarcity of year-round rentals, increased food costs driving food insecurity, wages not keeping pace with the cost of living, and limited childcare option. Challenges that are exacerbated by the fact that we're an island isolated from our neighboring community resources. The Community Foundation for Nantucket and the Nantucket Fund are here to help. We believe that everyone should have access to the resources and support they need to thrive. The Nantucket Fund is the Community Foundation's unrestricted funding source that provides community grants to the island's most critical needs and initiatives. We make grants based on priorities determined through convening island leaders, with input from our advisory committee that includes community members working in healthcare, childcare, education, elder services, behavioral health, town departments, the clergy, police, island businesses, and community leaders. Through the grant-making process, applications show us the issues. We collect and evaluate that data and identify why the sector needs help and who is best positioned to provide that help. We are then able to drive funding towards organizations and programs that affect the most change in each sector. This year, we are proud to announce a 40% increase in the grants being awarded from last year to this year, to a total of $500,000 going out tonight to island nonprofits. Now, that is super exciting for us, but I have to tell you, it's only half of the requests that came in the door, so the need is still present. That being said, the awards that are going out tonight are to the programs and organizations best situated to address these needs. And the foundation aims to increase our grant making year over year. But we can't do it without the support of donors like you. We thank you for your generosity that has provided us the fuel for the foundation's achievements to date. We hope that support will continue and you will help us make an even greater impact on the island we love. The Community Foundation is uniquely positioned to understand why these problems linger and what's needed to solve them. Nantucket needs the Community Foundation and the Nantucket Fund. No other organization does what we do. We serve a unique purpose. For me, this is one of the most moving nights of the year. I invite you all to listen to the diverse needs of islanders and the inspirational and hard work organizations are doing to meet those needs. These organizations are running their businesses every day, providing everything from programming to budget concerns to HR to staffing to marketing. Our job is to weave these programs together to create a community. So tonight, I'm going to invite the organizations to come up by sector. We're going to try and organize this a little bit. So you can see the 9 sectors up here that we have identified as priorities. We'll start with behavioral health. And I'm going to ask the recipients to come up and line up here. And then I'm going to give you a little information about behavioral health and then ask each organization to introduce themselves and the program that's being supported by the Nantucket Fund. Okay? So first, I'd like to welcome up A Safe Place, Addiction Solutions, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Fair Winds, Friends of Children's Cove, and Sharing Kindness, if you would. And is Tandy around by chance to help me with checks? I could use a little Vanna White action for those of you old enough to know who Vanna White is. There she is. Thank you, Tandy. So behavioral health. Fundamental social determinants of health like housing, employment, and cost of living make life stressful for many islanders. Nantucket's behavioral health provider density is the lowest in the Commonwealth and significantly lower than our neighboring counties. Provider recruitment and retention is extremely difficult on the island, exacerbating the problem of providers to population need and disrupting both provider-patient relationships and treatment. Nantucket's lack of services and support results in problems worsening to the point of crisis and requiring people to seek treatment off-island, which is both costly and disruptive. However, there's some good news here. These organizations are positioned well to help fill those needs. So I'm going to let them do the work of introducing themselves and their programs. And you don't have a microphone, so you're going to have to be loud, I guess.
All right. Are we going in order?
Yes, I'm going to ask A Safe Place to come first, please.
Switch one.
No, I could pass this off, but I didn't think that through. Sorry.
All right. My name is Rachel Devine. I am the Director of Development at A Safe Place, which is Nantucket's Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Advocacy and Counseling Center. A Safe Place provides 100% free and confidential services to survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault within the Nantucket community. This Nantucket Fund grant will go directly toward our trauma therapy program, where 40 to 50 local survivors will receive trauma therapy services, allowing them the ability to process and work on healing. One of our survivors has noted that, quote, "The most helpful aspect for me has been the level of compassion that I have received. Feeling cared for while receiving care motivated me to keep showing up to improve my mental health." We are truly grateful for the Community Foundation of Nantucket and the Nantucket Fund for their continued support of our mission and for helping us to create a healthier and safer community, one ripple at a time. Thank you.
Don't forget this. Perfect. And I think there's a handheld microphone that will help us out. Thank you for that. So Addiction Solutions is up next. So Dr. Lepre, let's see if you can have a microphone. We'll give that a try.
Hello, my name's Tim Lepre. I am the chief cook and bottle washer of Addiction Solutions. I started it because I saw a problem with addiction issues, alcohol, and opiates in our community. I saw a problem that really wasn't being well addressed. So I started Addiction Solutions, not quite realizing what I was getting into, but we serve people with addiction issues, primarily opiates and alcohol. We don't charge anybody. If they've got, if you heard me crazy on the radio, if you got insurance, good. If you don't have insurance, good. If you got money, good. If you don't have money, good. Just come in and we'll work with you. And that's what we do. We do medically assisted treatment. We take all comers and we work with all comers. And I think we've been pretty successful. Now, there's also a race this weekend. I've got to get a plug in for that. You may have seen signs, Dr. Lepre needs you. That's what that's about. I'm not trying to recruit you for the military, like the World War I poster. What are we going to do with the grant? What we're going to do with the grant is the lifeblood of everybody here is donors. And the program we have is Donor Perfect, which will enable us to stay in contact with everybody that signs up for the race or everybody that's donated to us. So this will be extremely helpful and enable us to continue to successfully deal with patients with addiction. Thank you.
Absolutely. There you go. Thank you. JR, Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name's J.R. Mell. I'm the Regional Director for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cape Cod. And now I can put that S on the islands because this is the first year that Big Brothers Big Sisters has been able to reopen our program in 15 years on Nantucket to serve the kids of Nantucket. Thanks in part to the funding of the Community Foundation. Big Brothers Big Sisters, in a nutshell, is a one-to-one youth mentoring agency. We enroll kids between the ages of 7 and 12 who could benefit from that additional adult support in their life. What I'm about to share is kind of wild. Nantucket is the only place in our service territory that if there is a kid who is waiting, they will not wait for long because we have so many volunteers who heard about our program coming back that have signed up, that are pre-approved and are ready to go. So if you work with any kids,
That's awesome.
Talk to me afterwards. So we're so excited to be back. We already have 7 kids matched, and we hope to have another 10 by the end of the year, thanks in part to this funding. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, our pleasure. Fair winds. I know, careful.
Just so
Sorry,
you
I
guys
didn't
know,
give
there's a
anybody a
book
heads
here.
up about that there.
Last time I spoke, I didn't stick to the cards, so I should stick to the cards. I'm Roberto Santamaria. I'm the new CEO of Fairwinds, our behavioral health center, and have the honor of also being a trustee for the Community Foundation. On behalf of Fairwinds, we are incredibly grateful for our partnership and support from the Community Foundation. This award allows us to expand our telehealth hybrid program, which brings clinicians to the island once a month for face-to-face sessions with clients in between their telehealth appointments. This approach helps us creatively navigate the hiring and housing challenges here on Nantucket as well, while still ensuring that our clients are being seen, heard, and supported. As a result, we've been able to reduce our wait list and increase access to vital behavioral health services to our community. Thank you once again to the Community Foundation and its supporters for making all this possible. And I would be neglecting my duties as a trustee if I didn't tell you all to also support the Nantucket Fund. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
This is the part where they're saying you're out of luck.
No, you're safe. It's all microphone conversations at this point, so we'll have to figure out how to triage that. But Friends of Children's Cove, you're safe and up next.
Good evening. My name is Jacob Stapleton. I am the Community Engagement and Education Program Manager for Children's Cove, and I also serve as the staff liaison to the Board of Trustees for the Friends of Children's Cove. I had a prepared statement, and now I feel obligated to not use it. So as the Child Advocacy Center for Cape Cod, Nantucket, and Martha's Vineyard, we provide the coordinated response to cases involving crimes against children. Specifically, we deal with cases involving sexual abuse, severe physical abuse, witness to domestic violence, as well as human trafficking of children in our region. We work collaboratively with all departments of law enforcement, the Cape and Islands District Attorney's Office, Child Protection, and the Department of Health for this comprehensive response. And as a part of that process, the support that we receive from the Community Foundation is transportation funding for families that are served on Nantucket. When families are in what it can be the most difficult, traumatic experience of their lives, having to figure out how they're going to get to our services should really be the last thing that they have to worry about. And with this community funding, with this support, families don't have to worry about that. We're able to take care of all of that, from their home to the boat, to the Hyannis, to us, and then all the way back again, to really ensure that they're receiving the care and the support that they need, supporting the investigation for our multidisciplinary partners, and supporting that family to take that burden off of their plate. So we are tremendously grateful for the support for everyone in the community and being a part of this community and the funding supported by the community. So thank you so much, everyone.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And last but not least is Sharing Kindness. They're unable to be here tonight because they're literally running the group that is being supported by this grant. So they sent along a prepared statement, and I will read it. Sharing Kindness raises suicide awareness, promotes mental health education, and provides grief support on the Cape Cod and the islands. Founded to address gaps in services, our grief group programming has evolved to meet the needs of the community. We lead grief-focused, trauma-informed, peer-supported programs for specific age groups, relationships, and types of loss. This allows participants the opportunity to meet, share experiences, and receive support from people from similarly bereaved peers. Each group is led by a clinician and a volunteer, often with lived experience, who have been trained in our peer grief support model. The trauma-informed, grief-focused clinicians and volunteers that lead our peer grief groups are trained in the Doogie Center model, which is recognized as an evidence-informed model by the American Academy of Pediatrics, the National Alliance for Children's Grief, and many others. The Nantucket funding is supporting Sharing Kindness and actively responding to the needs of the residents of Nantucket with a perinatal peer grief support group. All individuals with perinatal loss are welcome. By engaging in structured ways to connect to their loss in daily life, parents can have a healthy outlet for their grief. They are the last recipient of our behavioral health grants, and for all of your organizations, we're grateful for the work you do. Congratulations. And you may all take a seat. All right. Oops, did I go backwards? Oh boy. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Next up is our healthcare sector. So I will invite Cape Cod Healthcare Foundation, Health Imperatives, and New England Life Flight up. And if you all wanted to stand right here. So in addition to the world-class care provided at Nantucket Cottage Hospital, additional services are needed for hard-to-reach populations, including those who are uninsured, homebound, or need a higher level of care. These three organizations are going to talk about their programs and how they're working to increase access to healthcare on Nantucket for Nantucketers. So first up will be the Cape Cod Healthcare Foundation.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Gray. I'm the nurse manager for visiting nurses here on Nantucket. We are serving patients across home health, certified care, hospice, public health, which encompasses both our town nursing contract with the town of Nantucket as well as maternal child health. Today we are being awarded a grant from the Community Foundation to enhance our town nurse program, and specifically work in collaboration with Fairwinds and help meet the needs of these clients. We started this collaboration last February or so, and we've been able to keep children out of the emergency room by boarding. Instead of boarding in the emergency room, they're able to stay home with their supportive families before they go off for inpatient treatment off island. And so we've been helping with that direct admission process. And it's been really amazing to see that instead of like sitting in the emergency room with people with their eyes on you and waiting for boats to run and an ambulance to come over, they're being transported directly by their family member to the institution they need to go to for a higher level of care. With that, we've also been doing like home lab work for a lot of clients who are having difficulty even entering the hospital. So really, I mean, we fall under the healthcare sector, but we're kind of using this money for the behavioral health aspect on Nantucket, which has been amazing to be a part of. So thank you so much.
Happy to do it. Thank you. There you go. Yep. Health imperatives.
Thank you so much, Sunny, and I want to thank everyone at the foundation and all the donors and all the community organizations that we work so closely with. I'm Julia Keogh. I'm the CEO of Health Imperatives, and we're a regional nonprofit health and human service organization. And on island, our key programs are comprehensive sexual and reproductive health care and the WIC Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program. And our initiative is called Nantucket Equity Now. And the reason for that, as all of you know more than anyone, is that the cost of living in Nantucket is one of the highest in the country, and the challenges that the island faces are typically not considered in allocating federal or state funding. So for us to run these programs, we used to have to run them from the Cape, which made it very difficult for people to access. Thanks to the Community Foundation, I saw Margaretta earlier, over 10 years ago, we started to get funding from this foundation and then other partners as well to hire on-island staff, which transformed the way we did business. We now serve nearly 3 times as many low-income families and infants and children with nutrition assistance, and up to 850, nearly 900 people a year in our comprehensive sexual and reproductive health, which includes cancer screenings, biopsies, and annual exams. 75% of the people we serve are uninsured. And because there's no other affordable free health center on island, those services are really, really important and also save money. And this is a really difficult time to be doing this work, but it is so amazing to have such a community that's come together to make sure that people on island are getting the services they need. And I'll just finish by saying that we serve all through southeastern Mass, including some of the areas with the highest levels of poverty. But Nantucket is our #1 priority for philanthropic giving because the disparities are so out of control here, and because the government funding doesn't really match the need. And we've actually used the best practice of this model to leverage other funding for the Cape and Martha's Vineyard and to work with our congressional delegation and the governor and the legislature to start to change the way funding is given, all because of the foundation and the town. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to do it. There you go. I don't think you'll lose it. And then New England Life Flight, Boston Med Flight.
Thanks, Sunny. So my name is Maura Hughes. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Boston Med Flight, where I've been for 26 years. And in my role at Boston Med Flight, I am so lucky I get to talk to patients' families all the time. Maura, you saved the life of my child. Maura, you saved the life of my mother. I will say we transported our first patient off of Nantucket in 1985, a child who had had a bike accident, called to the hospital by my friend here in the front row, Dr. Lepre. And since then, we care for over 400 patients from Nantucket every year. And we never deny care for folks who don't have insurance. So we will use this grant towards caring for the free care we give to Nantucket every year. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you all for the work that you do to improve access to healthcare. Oh, you guys, you would think I would know which button to push. Okay, up next is childcare. So I'm going to invite the Nantucket Lighthouse School Rising Tide and Small Friends up, please. And according to the World Bank, expanding access to quality, affordable childcare is among the most important investment that communities can make to build human capital, accelerate equality, and place women and children at the center of economic growth. Nantucket has a birth rate of about 150 children every year. However, there's one licensed center on island accepting 3 newborns every year. And 1/3 of our incoming kindergarten class has no previous preschool experience. There are a multitude of reasons why childcare providers can't expand fast enough to meet the demand. This year's Nantucket Fund grants are being awarded to a few organizations looking to assure children have the best, most qualified, and happy adults educating and caring for them every day. So first, I invite the Nantucket Lighthouse School to talk about their program. You're welcome.
Good evening. I'm Emily Miller. I'm the head of school at Nantucket Lighthouse School, and we're so grateful to the Community Foundation for Nantucket and for this Nantucket Fund grant to support our extended day program. Having served as head of school for 9 years, I'm acutely aware of the challenges that Nantucket families face when they need childcare after school. With 93% of our families or our children coming from single parent or dual working households, we see firsthand what that tremendous need is. And parents are looking for safe and, most importantly, seamless care when the school day ends and their work doesn't end until 5 o'clock. Recently, the U.S. Surgeon General recognized parental stress as a significant public health issue. And I can't help but think that childcare or lack of affordable childcare has something to do with that, particularly on Nantucket. When my own children were young, my husband and I often referred to the hours of 2:30 to 5 o'clock as the planes, trains, and automobiles of childcare. We called in every favor imaginable. There were so many shifting and moving parts every day, and it just caused tremendous stress. So Nantucket Lighthouse School is wanting to be part of that solution. We offer an extended day program for children 2.9 years old through grade 6 every day after school from 2:30 to 5:10. The program is open to all children on Nantucket, not just children who attend Nantucket Lighthouse School. And in the afternoon, we provide snacks for the children, games, a lot of outdoor play, as well as homework help, so that when children leave, parents have to make dinner and they don't have to argue about homework. I just want to share what one parent had shared with us about the program. As a working mother, having safe and engaging after-school care is invaluable. The extended day program at Nantucket Lighthouse School offers that and more. It's a nurturing and enriching environment where my children truly thrive. This program has been a true gift to my family, making it possible to manage the balance between work and home. Thank you all so much for this grant.
Thank you. Rising tide. Don't be scared. The crowd is friendly. You have to remember, these people run programs every day. They're not speaking to 100 people, so you're going to do great.
Thank you. My name is Erica Kiley. I'm the board chair for Rising Tide, and we want to thank CFN for recognizing us this year. We are going to be using the grant directly towards staff retention and hoping to improve our employment packages. We currently are servicing 35 different families across 39 children, which we're licensed for. And we take our staff, really proud of our staff retention. We have a lot of the same staff members since we first opened our doors back in 2020. So we're really proud of that and just excited to keep them as long as possible.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for helping contribute to that.
Thank you very much. And Small Friends.
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Padian. I'm the development director at Small Friends. We are a nonprofit preschool and daycare center. We are the licensed child care center that Sunny mentioned. We are licensed to watch 3 infants currently. So we serve children 3 months old to 5 years old. There are a few parents in the crowd tonight, which is very exciting for me. It makes me feel more comfortable. And one big thing that we've noticed in recent years is employee retention is so important to us. Having the most amazing employees that we can have makes it the most amazing environment that the children can have. So this grant will be going towards our our employee retention program. And we've really focused that on the benefits that they have and just enabling them to thrive in this community and in their work. So we've been able to support several employees as they go through their full teacher certifications and through further degree programs. We have 2 employees right now getting further certified and going towards further education. So this has been so wonderful. Thank you to Sunny, thank you to the Community Foundation and the Nantucket Fund Grant.
Perfect. Thank you guys for all you do to take care of the littlest Nantucketers. Let's see if I get it right. I don't know. Woohoo! All right. Up next is elder care. I'm going to invite Elder Care Services of Cape Cod and the Islands, Nantucket Center for Elder Affairs, and Nantucket Community Sailing up. Believe it or not, the largest percentage of our year-round population is people over the age of 60, and that percentage grows every year. Importance of elder services include creating community and helping seniors feel less isolated. Investing in senior care and services can help improve the quality of life for seniors and make a positive impact on our community. So elder services, I'm going to invite you to speak first, please. Of course I am. I love it.
Good evening. My name is Sherry Hunt. I am the director of the local Office of Elder Services. I've held this position for 24 years. I'm pleased to accept the grant on behalf of our organization. This grant will help us maintain the local Meals on Wheels program, which currently provides 50 meals a day to homebound seniors. The meals also provide a visit from a volunteer, which provides socialization, a well-being check. Our quotes from our participants are always about how much they love their volunteers. We're grateful to the Community Foundation and the Nantucket Fund for this grant. And we are looking for volunteers if anybody's interested. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Nantucket Center for Elder Affairs, surprise. There you are.
Hello, I'm Jill Antowski, and I'm Vice President of the Saltmarsh Center, the Nantucket Elder Affairs, which is kind of convoluted. But we run a program that almost 60% of the town comes at some point and participates in programs that we have. And one of the things that we have found is that a lot of them are in need of hearing. And so therefore, we are trying to, this grant will give us access to hearing aids and microphones and things that they can join with the programs that we do every day at the Saltmarsh Center. I see a lot of people who would really have a good time if they came. Because we do a lot of things, and we also do a lot of things in the evening. We have nice dances, we do all kinds of participations, we have dinners, and to have this extra grant for people who cannot obviously hear all the time is really going to be quite helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Nantucket Community Sailing. Now, I know that you're one of our first outliers and that your grant kind of straddles both youth and elders, but if you could speak to how this is going to help address elder services on Nantucket, I'll have you come back up again when we talk about kids.
I don't have to come up a second time, but I'm Diana Brown from Nantucket Community Sailing, and if you were the chief cook and bottle washer, I'm the chief crew. Okay. At Nantucket Community Sailing, we serve about 1,000 kids a year, but we also serve 100+ seniors a year. And we do that through 3 different programs. One is what we call Sails for Old Salts. And we do this using our board members and our friends' big boats, and we take out seniors, usually through the Saltmarsh Center, that's our pathway, and take them out for a free sail. And we do that once or twice a week all summer long as the weather allows us. And those sails we could offer every single day, morning and afternoon, and they would still be full. People love it. They have a wonderful time. And I'll tell you, our board members and our friends who are loaning us their boats have as great a time as everybody else does on the boat. And no one needs to know how to sail, but if they want to steer, if they want to help pull a sail or something, they can do that. So it's open for anybody who can climb in and out of the boat. And if they need a little bit of help getting in, we can help them do that. The other thing we do is a program we call Silver Sailors. And this is for people who maybe used to have their own boat and used to sail, but felt like it was too much work to get at the mooring every year and to get in and out of their boat and to do it by themselves. So for a very low price, we allow them to come use our boats for free, and they can go out with a friend, they can go out with a sailing instructor, they can go every single day all summer long. And that is a very popular program that is growing as the word gets out that it's available. And then the third thing we do with the elders is sails on the Lynx. We work with the Lynx to charter her a few times each summer, and we do a mix of kids in our programs who are stuck on a wait list and can't get into a class, their families, and seniors. And so it's a wonderful combination of grandparents and grandchildren and mothers and fathers and kids, and everybody has a wonderful time, and we fill up the Lynx every time we go out. So we did it 3 times this summer. We'll probably do it 3 times or more next summer. So thank you so much to the Community Foundation and Sunny and your team. I appreciate it.
Happy to do it. There you go. Thank you. All right, emergency needs and food security. So Nantucket Food, Fuel, and Rental Assistance, otherwise known as NFRA, and the warming place. Life happens, and sometimes it doesn't follow our best laid plans. For some, that means making hard choices about housing, fuel, and food. A couple of organizations are working to make sure Nantucketers can have some form of support during these times of crisis and need. I'm going to ask Janice to speak twice. First, ideally, on rental assistance and utility assistance, and then the warming place. And then I'll have Janice come back to talk about food security. I know, I'm making you work for it. I'm sorry. I have a whole plan here.
Messed up my entire afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so many of you I've seen me at this podium before. And I've told you the stories, one or two at a time, of the people that we assist. The grant that we are receiving today is for one segment of our rental and utility assistance program. It is for the elderly, the sick, and the seriously ill. Because these folks need a level of assistance in both in time and maybe in funds that go beyond what we normally provide to the rest of the public. So every year I tell you a story, and everybody gets sad and starts to cry. And so today I'm going to do something a little bit differently. Today is September 25th, and in 3 days it will be October 1st. And for a lot of people on that island, that means I got to pay the rent today. So I've spent the last 2 days writing 20 checks and counting. And of those 20 checks, 13 of them could be covered by this grant. They include, just your little sample, they include a 60-year-old on the wait list for a kidney transplant. They include 2 individuals who have been seriously injured, and they are awaiting they've applied and are waiting for Social Security disability benefits, and many of you in the room know how long that a process that is. There's a 30-year-old with cancer spreading through her body, and she requires numerous treatments, and that will be ahead of her for some time to come. A 55-year-old suffering from long-term lung damage as a result of COVID, who's now on constant oxygen and cannot work. A 45-year-old contractor who recently had a stroke. He's suffering daily dizziness. He definitely cannot get on a ladder, and he cannot drive a car. His road back to work will be several months ahead. And then there were 5 or 6, actually 6 seniors between the age of 70 and 95.
Wow.
Who live on one Social Security check per month, and their rent keeps going up. So that's where your money is going to.
I thought you said you weren't going to make us cry.
That's okay. I didn't, well, maybe.
Thank you for taking care of those folks. We appreciate it.
I'll be back.
And the warming place.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zara Kasha. I'm the Director of Development at The Warming Place. For those of you who don't know who we are Nantucket's only overnight shelter for the homeless or the unhoused. In the last year, we have registered over 40 homeless right here on Nantucket. I think data shows that however many you can count, you should at least double that number. So we're pretty confident that there's at least 80, probably 100 homeless out there, unhoused, if you're more comfortable with that terminology. So we are out there actually doing this work. It started in a very grassroots way about 4 seasons ago in church congregations and church basements, and that's where we are doing our work. We go from church basement to church basement. Last season was our first season where we did 7 nights a week, sheltering those who have no place to sleep. We are currently serving a hot meal every night and breakfast every morning before they go back out into the cold. This will be our 4th season, and we are going to use our funds, thank you very much, to train our small but growing staff. There's a lot of anxiety that comes along with being homeless, and this is very new, not just to me, who needs a lot of training, but to our staff as well. This is new to Nantucket. So we're gonna use these funds to make sure that we are prepared, when they walk in with that anxiety. So it will be very well used. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nicely done. So I asked Janice to come back up for food security because I think this is a point that we need to make. It's pretty staggering to think about these statistics. 1 in 8 American households suffer from food insecurity. For year-round Nantucketers, that number rises to nearly 1 in 3, or more than 4,500 people. Sometimes the problem manifests as flat-out hunger, and in other cases, it might be the inability to put nutrient-dense food on the table instead of relying on cheaper fillers. The food pantry has been doing this work for years, and we're happy to hear about your program.
Thank you. I'm back. I'm sure most of the people in this room know about the food pantry and what we do. And I'm really sorry that Ruth Pitts, who is the food pantry manager, this is not on, is it?
I think it is.
Okay. That Ruth could not be here to tell the story of the pantry because she could do it far better than I can. But just a few facts. Our fiscal year goes from July 1 to June 30th. So for the fiscal year ending June 30th, the food pantry served 2,004 households on this island. And it served them in 12,257 visits, which served 4,000 household members. It's unique household members, and with 26,000 bags of food. So last year we were fortunate to be a recipient of a rather large food security grant, to which we made a commitment to increase the amount of food coming to the island in a greater frequency. That grant is now gone. So this grant is going to help us continue that work and to bring to both secure and transport food both to and from to the island and within the island. But the magic of the pantry is not just in the delivery of food. It is the building of community that goes on there every week as volunteers who financially are the haves interact with the shoppers, all of whom financially are the have-nots. And they do this in a very personal and caring way. They tell each other stories. They celebrate birthdays and the happy moments in both their lives, and they grieve over the sad. They become humans. They become neighbor to neighbor, even though they don't live in the same neighborhoods on this island. So what goes on in the pantry every single day is the real story behind food insecurity. So I urge all of you, any of you who have not visited the pantry, please come and do so.
Thank you. Another check. Don't forget the first one, though. Excellent. All right, now for the largest sector of our funding, and I'm going to do it piecemeal. I feel so weird with two microphones. Can I take one off?
Yeah. All right. That makes a lot more sense. I was just worried to do it.
So I'm going to ask the first handful of enrichment and youth service providers to come up. So that would be the Artists Association, Mariah Mitchell, Mass Audubon, the Nantucket Book Foundation, Community Sailing, if you'd like to come again, and the Nantucket Community School. And the reason this is such a large sector is because investing in after-school care can have many benefits for students, families, and communities, including improved academic performance, social and emotional learning, improved school attendance and graduation rates, providing a safe place for students to go while their parents are at work, and for older students to help with career readiness, as well as substance misuse prevention. So I'm going to invite each one of these organizations and representatives to talk about their programming. So Tracy, would you like to talk first, please?
Good afternoon. I'm Tracy Sears, the Executive Director of the Artists Association. I want to thank Sunny and the rest of the Community Foundation for generously supporting and funding our Community Arts program. Community Arts encompasses 3 of our popular AAN initiatives. 1, the Senior Series, 2, Family Art, and also our Community Art Workshops. These programs are offered free to the Nantucket community, and they're vital to the health of our island. As our Governor Maura Healey just recently commented, the arts have healing powers both for physical and mental health. Thank you so much, Community Foundation.
Mariah Mitchell.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna Roach. I'm the Executive Director of the Mariah Mitchell Association. And we have a grant to assist with mentoring. And if you didn't know, Mariah Mitchell was one of the first school teachers on Nantucket and also the first librarian. And what she believed in was learning by doing. And so our grant will allow us to take 10 high school students and teach them how to mentor other children in STEM. And that will happen over the course of the entire school year. And we wouldn't be able to do this without the grant. So thank you very much to CFN. And thank you to all of you in this audience and in this room who do this good work of making our community run smoothly. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't forget your check. Mass Audubon is not able to be here tonight, so they sent along the following statement. Mass Audubon is the 4th largest landowner on Nantucket, and they deploy on-the-ground conservation stewardship and engaging activities to have the greatest ecological and community impact. This grant will be supporting the Youth Environmental Stewards Program, a paid position to work to improve wildlife habitat at our Nantucket sanctuaries, monitor the beaches for state-listed bird species, and enhance trails for greater access to the natural wonders on Nantucket, while providing essential workforce skills and professional mentoring to our Nantucket young adults. We are grateful to the Community Foundation for Nantucket's Nantucket Fund for their sustained support of this critical conservation and workforce investment program. Nantucket Book Foundation.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jill Serpernot. I'm board member of the Nantucket Book Foundation and librarian at Nantucket High School. Not the first librarian. Thank you for mentioning our good mentor there, Mariah Mitchell. It's my great honor to accept this grant on behalf of the Nantucket Book Foundation to support our program of visiting authors. These funds benefit over 1,000 young people. It will allow us to continue to bring world-class authors like Jason Reynolds, Kwame Alexander, Elizabeth Acevedo, Carrie Ann Holt, oh my goodness, there's so many, the list goes on and on. To our little island, inspiring and uplifting youth with the power of the written word. In a world where we, as book pushers, are forced to compete, if only we could to compete with social media and streaming to capture the hearts and minds of students, this program fuels our fire. These visiting authors are fierce and famous, and they believe in our young people. One of our former students said it best in reference to Elizabeth Acevedo. This student actually happens to also be an English language learner of Latinx heritage, which applies if you'll listen. To have an author who is just like me, from my culture, who has been through what I've been through, is just amazing. To feel through her verses in Poet X of Xiomara's struggle to fit in with her family, at school and in the streets, all of that resonates with me. It's powerful what a book that relates to you can do. I have used her voice in many ways to improve my own, and it has made great changes in my life. It's kind of hard to go on. But when these authors come here to speak and conduct workshops, they also listen to our children, encouraging them to read and write and think and grow. These literary heroes come here thanks to the generosity of your esteemed foundation, and we could not thank you more.
Beautiful. Thank you. And the Nantucket Community School.
Thank you to the Nantucket Fund and to CFN. This is one of 2 grants that the community school is receiving. This is for the Summer Boost program. For those of you not familiar with it, it's our little piece to help with the childcare, the lack of childcare, lack of preschool on the island. So the funding offsets the Summer Boost program, which is 5 weeks. We follow the summer school schedule, 4 days a week for 3 hours a day. In that program, we have 2 lead teachers. This year we had, past year, and we hope to continue, we had 4 TAs, all of who were bilingual. The great news is that 2 of those were high school graduates, and I really hope they come back next summer as well. We receive the students who are eager to learn. They haven't had access to preschool, but we help them make friends and thrive in our environment so that they're ready for school. We connect the parents also. We're teaching them how to be advocates for their children when they go to school. The hardest part of this program is saying goodbye to the students after the 5 weeks. They are so fun, they make us laugh and make every day worthwhile. But we feel that they're in a better place and ready to go to school, to go to kindergarten in the fall. So thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next up is NCTV, The Dreamland, Nantucket Star, Our House, and Sustainable Nantucket. And if you're following along in your booklets, we're getting to the end. There's a crescendo coming. But please stay with us. These organizations, even though alphabetically they come at the end, that has nothing to do with where they fall and how important they are to this community. So Nantucket Community Television.
Hi. Oh, my heart.
The crowd is friendly. It's all good.
I know, everyone is so nice, and I see all of you, and I send all of you love. My name is Stephanie Sarah. I'm the Director of Programming at NCTV. And thank you to the Community Foundation for awarding us this grant for one of our newest initiatives. In partnership with the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention, NCTV is launching the AC Ambassadors program. It's a project designed to engage high school students to make public service announcements on the topic of substance abuse and prevention. And I'm collaborating closely with leaders and licensed clinicians from Fairwinds and Addiction Solutions and the Family Resource Center, Unite for Safe Social Media, and the town to develop a really strong curriculum that ensures impact of these finished films. Yeah, and you know, it's, oh man, just go with my instincts. I invite all of you, if this is of interest to you, to reach out to us to learn more or to be a part of this process. because filmmaking is a healing art, and the ACT Ambassadors program has the capacity to activate community-wide activism. This work will strengthen the health and safety of our community. So please do reach out if you feel moved to. And thank you for this award.
These are our neighbors too, so. You're welcome. Nantucket Dreamland. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alicia Carney, and I'm the Executive Director of the Nantucket Dreamland. We are so grateful to the Community Foundation, the Nantucket Fund, for funding our request that will impact some of our youngest islanders. So the funding that we are receiving will directly support free admission for 3 upcoming educational programming initiatives at the Dreamland that expand the ages of 3 to adults, and that's very exciting. This fall, we are launching a very special magical theater experience for our youngest islanders, ages 3 to 5, through a special production, Spellbound with Shakespeare Stars. This spring, we'll have 2 different productions where we'll first collaborate with another island nonprofit to present a bilingual production from our stage that celebrates cultural diversity and ignites conversations and engagement about our shared history and immigration within the Nantucket community, which is incredibly important. Building a sense of community, as we all know, is what makes living on Nantucket so special, and we take our mission so seriously at the Dreamland. That is building community through shared experiences in film, the arts, culture, and learning. This grant will also support the return of Shakespeare and Company. We will be showing Macbeth on our stage and engaging with the schools. And this will reach high school age audiences, which is really special. And I think I mentioned this during the grant presentation last year, but not all children on this island are engaging in athletics. And that's a big part of our identity, but it's incredibly important to build community for those that might get left behind. And that's how we show up. And we take our expansion of educational programming very seriously. It's a newer initiative at the Dreamland. We're so much more than just film and entertainment. We are really reaching children as young as age 3 and even younger. If some of you have come to our theatrical productions, Anastasia this winter and Frog and Toad this Christmas, and that's targeted to littles. It's just as important that they build experience, build community and friendships that will last them a lifetime. So thank you again. We're so grateful.
And our Nantucket Star. This is a special one for me. Eliza, I've known since she was like 5. Sorry, I'm just going to embarrass you right out
It's
of the
okay.
gate.
Many of you I have known since I've been a very small child, so it's great to see you all. I am an adult, I promise. My name is Eliza Stedman. I am the Executive Director of the Nantucket Star program. If you have never heard of us or maybe have seen STAR and wondered what the heck does STAR mean, we stand for Sports, Therapeutic, and Accessible Recreation here on Nantucket. Our mission is to provide safe and accessible activities for kids with identified needs, whether that be cognitive or physical. Our ages range from really tiny 2-year-olds to young adults in our community who are now STAR mentors. Because of this Community Foundation grant, we are able to run some of our most popular programs, including water sports and adventure pods. The aim of these particular programs is to get kids out on Nantucket, whether that be in the water or the amazing conservation land that we have, in a way that is well supported for their individual needs and really encourages them to take in the magic of Nantucket. I will leave you with one of the best things I've heard in the last few months. We were on an adventure pod out in Sanford Farms. I was towards the back of the group with a couple of our participants, and I saw one of them turn to the other and say, "Wow, what a beautiful and relaxing place." And honestly, if that doesn't tell you about the magic of Nantucket and working with kids and a community that gives back, I don't know what is. So thank you so much, Community Foundation. We couldn't do it without you.
Nice job.
Thanks.
I knew she was an adult, just for the record. Our house.
I've known Sunny since she was 5.
Just trying to make you young. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pauline Proch. I'm the Executive Director from Our House Nantucket. We're an after-school program for high school students. So we provide a safe nurturing space for 14 to 18-year-olds. We serve dinner 3 nights a week. We're hoping to eventually get a commercial kitchen and go 5 nights. Thank you to CFN and to the board and to the advisory board. And really, this grant is so special because you all take the time to split up and come and meet with everybody that has made an application. And as somebody that asks for funding a lot, that means so much for us to be able to tell you our story. And so thank you for taking the time. I know it's a lot of work, but I appreciate it. The fund tonight will allow us to hire an outreach mentor. We worked with 3 students last year who were homeless, and one was 16, 2 were 18. We worked with community providers who've already spoken tonight. But we also want to reach the 18 to 25-year-olds who perhaps graduated high school, maybe went to college and came back after a few months, or maybe didn't know what direction they wanted to go in. And we just realized that that's a population that perhaps is not getting the support that they may need. So our outreach person is going to meet in coffee shops and wherever around the island, invite them to the house, and we can help them perhaps find a career and work with our partners in the community. A quick story, we had a 9th grade student last year. She found out about us 3 months into the school year, and she was so mad she didn't know about it at the beginning. And she said, Mrs. Proch, since I've been coming here, I've made 4 new friends because I didn't have any friends. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. Thank you for being honest and telling me that. This school year, we've only been open 3 weeks, and I saw that she was sitting with some new students just a week ago. And as I was driving her home, she said, Mrs. Proch, guess what? And I said, what? She said, I have 2 more. And that's a sophomore. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice job. Thank you. And Sustainable Nantucket cannot be here tonight because, of course, I scheduled this on the night of their annual meeting. But they sent along the following statement. While unable to be here to accept the generous funding grant from the Nantucket Fund, Sustainable Nantucket's Managing Director, Posey Constable, would like to thank the Community Foundation for support of the project called Expanding the Borders of Our Farm-to-School Garden at Nantucket Public Schools, because it's a reflection of the diversity of the school's changing demographics. Students of all ages visit the garden. They experience random acts of learning, how to plant seeds in trays or directly into the ground, how to water and nurture them. They learn how to harvest the fruits and veggies growing there, how to make compost, ponder wind and weather, bugs and soil critters, and the joy of eating food pulled from the ground. Funding from the Nantucket Fund will allow us this year to continue to promote self-reliance through gardening. Once children understand a plant's growth cycle, they learn that they can grow food of their own. It's a powerful message that they can take home. Including all the summer camps and year-round classes taught in and out of the garden, we estimate that our program serves roughly 2,000 children. The funding will allow us to refurbish the Three Sisters Garden, which recognizes the broad community of Hispanic students. Our idea is to let this area develop, to provide parcels in which favorite foods can be grown as requested by students from across the globe. We will be surveying the community to see what we might grow to reflect the taste and preferences of kids who have immigrated to Nantucket. Okra, callaloo, sweet potatoes, dasheen, and lemongrass are some ideas. Funding will also allow us to continue to offer free healthy snacks in the coolers, sourced from the garden and from the Sustainable Nantucket Mentor Farm program at 168 Hummock Pond Road. One of our 2nd graders said it best, when we grow, we can all grow. Thank you to the Community Foundation for Nantucket and the Nantucket Fund for allowing Sustainable Nantucket to grow more food for our community. And then I would like to invite the community school back up to talk about their ESOL program. I heard these statistics recently, and they really made an impact, so I'd like Brian to share them with you.
Thank you, Sunny. Good evening, everyone. I want to extend a special thank you to the Community Foundation of Nantucket for its unwavering support of the Nantucket Community Schools Adult ESOL program, for your belief in our mission. It empowers us to make a meaningful impact in the lives of our students. Each week, a dedicated group of 10 instructors teach English on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings at Nantucket High School. Together, we cater to a diverse group of learners, offering 4 levels of English instruction. We start with those who have little or no English skills and extend our support to those looking to enhance their written and verbal communications at work. Remarkably, some of our students are not even literate in their first language, which emphasizes the wide range of abilities that we try to address. This fall, we are thrilled to have 75 students from 15 different countries who speak 6 different languages. At first, the classrooms are very quiet, but after just a few classes, the atmosphere transforms. The laughter fills the air, and after class, the halls come alive with excited conversations. It's a beautiful reminder of the connections we build, transcending language barriers and uniting us all. We understand the community means inclusion, which is why we've created a space where mothers who can't get childcare can bring their children to class. This allows both parents and their little ones to work on their English skills together. We believe that learning is a family affair. And as we near the end of each term, we celebrate with a potluck dinner, where students share their favorite recipes. It transforms our gathering into an international smorgasbord, showcasing the rich cultural tapestry of our community. Sunny, we couldn't do it without you and the foundation. Thank you.
See what I mean? All right, and last but not least is the housing sector. So Habitat for Humanity and Housing Nantucket. So here's some startling facts. The cost of housing on island is 6.5 times the national average, and the inventory here remains elusive. Sourcing appropriate housing is more than difficult, contributing to employee turnover and increased risk factors for individuals and community organizations. The hard truth on Nantucket is 90% of the year-round population cannot afford to buy a home. The good news is Habitat for Humanity and Housing Nantucket is here to help. So first, I'd like to invite Habitat for Humanity to talk about their program. And this is going to be a plot twist from what's in your program. This is another benefit of the funding. We can be flexible. So initially they had one need. That need has sort of shifted. I'll let them tell the story, but that's the beauty of the Nantucket Fund. So, Jennifer?
Thank you, Sunny. Wow, what a community that we live in. I'm just sitting here taking all this in and know that I'm fortunate to live here. I've lived here for 34 years, and I know since that time that the nonprofit sector on Nantucket has increased. So I just really want to give you all a round of applause, because I know if I have a need, it's going to be filled. So just really, I'm so impressed with this wonderful place that I get to call home. So that's a good sector. So what does, home mean for many of us? I know for me, it's my family, it's a sense of place, and it's a sense of security. And many of us in the Nantucket community don't have that. It's a basic need. And I'd like to go as far as to say, I think it's a right to have a home. So with that said, Habitat for Humanity and Habitat International was formed. And what's unique about the Habitat for Humanity model is that we do require our lucky recipients to contribute 350 sweat equity hours. Many of you, if you've ever built your house here, you already have your sweat equity hours in your home. So with that contributes to a sense of community by being part of building your home and then within the volunteers. I also like to say that Habitat doesn't just do what we do best, which is to build homes for home ownership for the year-round community, but also we build hope. A lot of these people, they are first-time home buyers. That is one of our requirements. So it changes generations to come. So that's extremely important in regards to the Habitat model. I would like to thank the Nantucket Community Foundation for this generous grant that we are using for our largest project to date, which is a $6 million project to build 6 homes, four single-family homes. And we just had our lottery this past summer. So we have 4 new Habitat homeowners, and the grant was earmarked for waterproofing and installation. I'm learning more about construction, which is a good thing. And then we realized, well, we've already kind of filled that because the bills were coming in and we want to be responsible. So we saw other areas that we needed the grant to go towards, which is towards appliances, and we pivoted back and communicated effectively with the Nantucket Fund, and they said absolutely. So on behalf of the Board of Habitat, which there is a board member here, and for the Habitat homeowners presently and for the future, I'd really like to thank the Nantucket Foundation. Thank you.
And Housing Nantucket.
Thank you, Sunny. I'm Ann Kuspa, the Director of Housing Nantucket, and I just want to thank you, Sunny, thank your board members, advisory council members, all of the donors to the Nantucket Fund, because we are just thrilled, I personally am thrilled, to share this story about this grant, because as housing advocates here, I mean, I think we all can understand how this is a huge problem on Nantucket. Many of us deal with this either personally due to the housing shuffle or as an employer or, you know, just family, friends. So being able to come up here and share a victory like I can right now is just so exciting because it really is the energy and effort of all of us collectively that get to share these success stories. So I just want to start with that. So this grant that we received, Housing Nantucket is the only rental developer, nonprofit rental developer on the island. We serve low, moderate, and middle income year-round residents. So we have a house that is one of our rental units. We have 39 scattered site rental units. And this family, single mom, her 2 kids, doing the shuffle, like many of us are familiar with, could not put down roots. She was selected for one of our rental units, a 2-bedroom. She's lived there for about 10, 15 years, took our first-time homebuyer class, which is an excellent way to educate yourself and be a successful homeowner. She applied for one of the lottery units at the Richmond Company, Sandpiper Development, was selected for one of those units, and then now will be moving out and becoming a homeowner, vacating this rental unit. This grant is enabling us to do the turnover for this unit. So, you know, we're able to make heating upgrades and do painting and do necessary improvements to make it ready for the next family who will be moving in there, and then the success story continues. So we are so grateful for that to all of you, and thank you especially to the Nantucket Fund donors. So thank you.
Awesome. And there we have it. There are $500,000 of grant funds out the door on Nantucket to all of these different sectors. I want to thank everyone that has made this possible. I want to thank you for making the time to join us to learn more about the people, the programs, and the systems that help create a thriving Nantucket. If you were moved by what you heard tonight, I hope you will consider coming alongside all of us, the people and the organizations that offer these incredible programs, and the Community Foundation, the most comprehensive funder on island, and make a gift to the Nantucket Fund. Please know there's a donation slip in your booklet, and you're always welcome to talk to me or any of our board members about this program. Our thanks to the NHA for a beautiful site, for the technology help, much appreciated. To our advisory and grant committee members, especially our grant chairs, Lisa Botticelli and Frank Anton. I know you're out there somewhere. To the staff board members and our anonymous Nantucket native donor who always supports this event, please stay and enjoy cocktails, some food, and a great atmosphere. And again, feel free to ask me or any board members here with a printed name tag for more information. Thank you all for investing in Nantucket, and thank you for supporting the Nantucket Fund.